While I was there, I hear gunshots, and the tour guide came really close to the ship. And this is when that guy on the intercom says, "I'm glad I'm not the one who's on that ship right now, because that does not look safe." They arrested me for exploring an abandoned house. There's no signs or anything.
Welcome back to LoveLeigh Adventures. Today we're sitting down with DeadlyKnot, a creator who's explored everything from abandoned mansions in New Orleans to eerie cemeteries and forgotten towns across the South. He's had run-ins with the police, heard unexpected voices, kayaked a mile to an abandoned ship, and uncovered some wild history along the way. This is one of the most interesting explorers on YouTube, and today he's sharing the stories behind it all. Tell us a little bit about your channel.
I do a little bit of urban exploration, cemeteries. I tell the stories behind the people who are buried at the graves. I do roadside attractions from abandoned, non-abandoned, you name it. The list just goes on and on.
That's awesome. It is a pretty interesting channel. I advise everybody check it out.
Thank you.
So how did you discover the niche of cemeteries and abandoned structures and roadside attractions and historical places?
It all started with R&K All Day, who is one of my favorite YouTubers who I look up to. This was late April of 2018, and I was watching his videos. I was like, you know what? I want to start that, try it out. Now for the cemeteries, one of my friends named Aldridge got me into cemeteries because I was living in Mississippi when I started my channel back in 2018. Mother's Day of 2018, surprisingly. Aldridge, he was doing cemetery videos, and I wanted to get some footage, and I just wanted to know a little bit more about New Orleans because their cemeteries are not what you expect or what you see in other states like Texas. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're all over, but New Orleans is under sea level. They have above ground tombs where the city floods below sea level.
That is pretty interesting. I think those are really neat to see. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that you showcase them and everybody can see it around the world.
Yeah,
so
they're very unique.
Yes, that is
one
really
of a
awesome.
kind.
So walk us through your creative workflow. How do you choose a location, prepare for it, shoot the video, and edit it?
I go on Google Earth and Google Maps, and I'll look for a location, and I want to check out whatever it may be, a school, a house, a hospital, you name it. Sometimes before I actually go out there, I'll do a little bit of research, try to figure out what is the story behind this place. Does it have like an actual story that I want to tell, or is it just a random abandoned house where say, hey, I just want to show you what's inside these places?
In your opinion, what piece of equipment, camera, drone, software has made the biggest difference to you?
That would be my drone.
Drone?
Drone, 100%, because you get that bird's eye view that we can't see. We're not 100 feet tall. Mm-hmm. It gives you a different perspective when you're looking at
the aerial view.
Yeah, because with the camera, you're only getting what, eye level?
Yep.
So
I think drone too, definitely. I would say drone.
Yeah, I'd say the drone, 100%.
All right, well, okay, so of all the locations you've explored, which one stands out the most and why?
This one is a very interesting question. That would be New Orleans. New Orleans is loaded with a whole bunch of abandoned places, and I can't just give you 1, 2, or 3 because there's so many that tell a story that have anything and everything about it. The one to actually name would be Birdman's Mansion. It was abandoned back in 2005 due to Hurricane Katrina, just like these other places in New Orleans. The schools, hospitals, you name it.
They are pretty interesting. Like I said, I'm glad you go to these places so everybody can enjoy them. So how do you balance respect for historical sites with the thrill of exploration and storytelling?
It's somebody else's property. It's not mine. It's there to admire what they're putting out for the public to look at.
All right, with 20,000 subscribers, how do you engage your audience and build community, like the comments, meetups, Patreon, live streams, anything like that?
I try to get back with all the comments when I upload a video because there's always going to be someone new, or maybe there was somebody that was already been there for a couple months, years, and so on. And I just try to help them for that. As they're helping me, I figure I'd help them out as well because they're watching me and I want to give them something in return so they can learn from whatever the topic is, from cemeteries, abandoned places, roadside attractions, you name it.
Right. And I think responding back is a nice gesture.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you stand out from most people as
yeah.
well. So has monetization been a significant factor for you? How do you stay authentic?
I don't make a lot, but it's really not about the money because the money comes with it. Don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to have the money because you can actually get out and explore further. Mainly, it's just really just the experience and not really about the money.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
What have been your biggest obstacles as far as like safety, legal creative, burnout? How do you overcome those challenges?
This may sound kind of surprising. I have very little burnouts, very little time to time. It's not every day or like it's here and there, but it's not like big dramatic. But it's just little.
Like creative blocks maybe sometimes?
Yes.
So if you could go back to when you started, what 3 pieces of advice or any advice would you give yourself at that time?
Oh, shoot. What advice would I give myself if I didn't know?
You were first starting out with your first camera. You just started YouTube. What would you say to yourself now?
You learn a technique, a camera technique, because I'm sure everybody starts at the beginning stages where you have a camera and you just swing it all around. And I was like that at one point. And I wish I knew that I know today, but I didn't know that at the time.
Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Yes. And never give up.
That tripod is a game changer.
Okay, so where do you see your channel in the next 2 to 3 years? Any new formats, collaborations, or experiments that you're excited about or anything?
So in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm hoping the channel will. I mean, I can't predict the future. I'm not God. I hope that it'll be 2 to 3 years from now, it'll be at least 50,000, maybe 100,000.
That's that's a good one. All right, so one piece of gear that you could not live without.
The drone.
The drone.
I'm sorry, I gotta have that drone. I gotta have that drone.
Definitely the drone.
It gives you a different perspective that you just don't see.
Yes, a very unique perspective. All right, so your favorite off-camera snack on location?
Okay, this one is actually a very simple question. I usually eat before I go film. And if I'm really into it, I won't eat until maybe it's supper time. So I don't really have a snack actually, besides water. I mean, I have to drink water.
Yes,
but
need water.
But usually I just wait till, if I'm into it, I just wait till supper time and then just feast.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving coming up.
One big meal.
Yes.
So what is one historical site that is still on your bucket list?
Okay, I actually have many, but I will list one. It's in Rhode Island. There's an abandoned mausoleum that is extremely creepy. Obviously, it's off limits to the public, so I can't recite the whole story at the moment, but it's somewhere in Rhode Island. It's this giant mausoleum that the city's been having problems with people breaking in and this and that. I can't think of the name of the mausoleum at the moment, but anyways, that's one of the biggest ones out of still got many, but just to answer your question,
yes,
at least that's one. Speaking of that, about the future of my channel, if I can get my name out there, it gets a little bit easier than, I'm just going to say it, than trespassing. And of course, the word can get out from mouth to mouth. That way, if somebody works for the city, depending on whatever city, whatever state, hey, he's doing this, maybe it's possible that me, DeadlyKnot, can actually get inside some of these places without trespassing. And that is yeah.
It's like the interesting one over there in Huntsville. That was an interesting little place.
Oh, yeah, yep.
So what was your experience with the Saratoga Lights, and did you believe the lights what you were seeing? Did you believe it as supernatural, or what's your take on it?
So I'm not much into urban legends to a point. I like them, or to a point. I do believe them. It's like a 50-50, what I'm trying to say, is that there's obviously another life out there. Well, as I was leaving though, I was like, there was no lights whatsoever down this road. And I've been here for about 2 hours waiting for it to get dark so I can get the lights. As I was leaving, there was a light coming toward me. and you could not tell if it was a car at the time. It was so quiet. It was just one light. It wasn't two. It was just one light. Well, as I get further down, I'm freaking out. I'm thinking, okay, this is something, this is maybe real. Well, get a little bit closer. They turn the lights off. I was like, okay. And I'm getting closer and closer. They turn it back on. Come to find out it was a car. So to answer your question, yes, it's like a 50-50. I do believe, but I kind of don't believe at the same time. But there's also something out there that we cannot comprehend. Our brains cannot comprehend.
My cousin, Cade, actually seen me on your video, because that Aldridge one we did, he was like, good job on the video, cousin, but he sent us your video.
That place was so much fun, besides the walking.
Yeah, that was really cool.
We went at the worst possible time.
So what was your experience with Aldridge? I thought that was a really neat place.
That's my first time ever seeing an abandoned sawmill, and the fact that you're actually allowed to be there and to explore it. Yeah. You can take a step back, and you ain't got to worry about the police. You ain't got to worry about the neighbors calling the police. You can. It's in a national forest where it is open to the public, where anyone can go check it out. Overall, the place was beautiful. Yes,
it was a far walk.
Apparently, there's a shorter route that I found after we left. You know that road that splits like this? That we went this way. If you go, it's like a mile walk, mile drive. I was like,
we took the scenic route. That's how we did it. We definitely took the most scenic route for sure.
It's got its pros and cons, though.
Yes. So let me ask another question. What has been your favorite national forest so far?
Sam Houston National Forest, not because that I live real close by it, but because the murders that happen out there. And that's another thing I didn't mention that I do. I also do videos of murder cases where people are murdered, not by me, but by these sickos out there and whatnot.
Yeah, it's wild. Sam Houston National Forest is definitely,
I think it's
definitely
more,
has a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's sad. So what was it like filming the Mckay documentary?
Okay, so that was actually the first time I ever interviewed a mother about losing her son. And I know that's a very difficult topic to talk about, because it's a family member. Losing a family member, obviously you have connections with that person, especially if it's your own child or whoever in general. Right. And doing it with Miss Paulette, when I was doing the interview, you can tell she was really emotional about it. So I tried to be as respectful as possible. Again, it's somebody's family member. I don't like crossing that line. And how it happened, to give you a short version, because it's too long to talk about on here. It was a family friend named Hilton Crawford who was dearly close to Mckay and would call him Uncle Hilty. Well, sadly, one of the nights, the parents, the Everetts, were out, had a meeting, and Hilton came in. This is where it's a long story, but I'm gonna get it shorter as possible, is where he ended up taking Mckay to the swamps of the Atchafalaya Bridge, Whiskey Bay in Louisiana, and killing Mckay. He was only like 12 and a half years old, I believe.
That is terrible.
It's sad.
And you know, I give definitely a lot of kudos to channels like, you know, you that are independent, and they go and they interview these people and they get the honest, raw, real deal instead of something from the news that's cut up, fake, you know. It just seemed more heart to heart on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
2 million%. 2 million%.
Yes. Okay, so out of the 3 states, Texas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, what has been your favorite filming place so far?
Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate. I'm not from Texas. So the best state, honestly, would be Mississippi, just because I'm from Mississippi. Louisiana does have their fair share of awesome places to explore. Texas, again, another state that's got great places, but Mississippi would be the number 1, Louisiana would be number 2, and then Texas would be number 3. But the short answer, Mississippi and Louisiana.
That's awesome. I have never been to Mississippi. It sounds really cool, though.
There's a lot of places out there that you can explore that are you can be there, like Rodney, Mississippi. I definitely recommend going out to that location. They do have signs on the property, and I think they do have signs and cameras inside, but you can go inside, just gotta be respectful. And then there's a cemetery, there's people that still live out there, not many, but For the second or third time, I'd say Mississippi and Louisiana.
Yeah. And I know here in Texas, I mean, as you can see, sometimes places are completely destroyed, shot up, ragged out. Even in the forest and stuff. And I'm sure you've seen some really rancid things out there with all the exploration with the abandoned houses and everything like that. I'm sure there's been a lot.
Oh yeah, especially the Charles Saget house, if I'm saying his name correctly, the Bottle House. That's in Texas. I'll mention that. That was amazing. That place is amazing.
It's beautiful.
That's one of the cooler places in Texas that I will give props to about Texas. There's other places, but that one, I love it so much.
And then people come and destroy it, though. That's the sad part.
Yeah, it is. It sucks that happens.
What was your experience with the Crater Lake? I know that you kind of got hijacked with the news. They kind of seen your story and then, went with their own, which also spiked your story on YouTube as well. So tell us about that. What did you enjoy about that? What did you find interesting, scary?
To start from the beginning, I work at a hair salon. One of the hairdressers was telling me about this location in Conroe, and I said, where is that? Which is Crater Lake. Well, I found out about it. I did some research and whatnot. I went out there. That place is pretty creepy, I'll tell you that. It was just me, and there's some dark history behind that place. There were bodies found, stolen cars, you name it. There was a list of stuff.
And I guess it wasn't as deep as they thought it was, right? They thought it was an endless pit.
So apparently somebody reached out to me and it was 35, 40 feet. So it's not really that deep.
Yeah, that is not deep at all. There's just so much death and gloom, it seems like, just surrounds that place. How did Katrina impact you on the videos that you had made?
At the very end of August of 2005, we had a massive hurricane, and I was living in Picayune, Mississippi at the time. There was a Category 5 hurricane, Katrina. My grandfather called my dad and said, you might want to look at the news because it's coming your direction. And living in Mississippi, Picayune, we are only an hour from New Orleans. So it's like, here's Picayune, here's New Orleans. So it's like a diagonal line. Well, we left and came back. It's a long story, but I'll keep it short as possible. Let me just fast forward a little bit further into the story. Well, what got me into doing it is that I didn't live through Hurricane Katrina, but we left before it hit us, which was about 6 hours. Ever since, I've been wanting to do videos on it, and I'm looking into the far future to do a documentary of going back to New Orleans, and there's still places that are still abandoned to this day and still have blue tarps and all that on their houses. Hurricane Katrina was 20 years ago, and for the past 5 or 6 years, I started doing memorial videos on them, telling you a little bit about the history and praying for the victims that lost their lives during Hurricane Katrina, which was a very bad time, especially in New Orleans and the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Like I said, I started doing videos. It's very close to my heart because I kind of experienced it, but I kind of didn't at the same time. I mean, there's people who actually lived through it. I didn't live through it. I like to at least once a year make a memorial talking about the history of Hurricane Katrina. The SS Selma. All right. One thing to note about me, I do a lot of abandoned houses, schools, hospitals. My favorite abandoned structure, or however you want to put it, vessel, are ships. I don't know why. Something about abandoned ships really draw my attention. I think it's because it's a little bit more eerie and that you're further away from civilization. So the SS Selma is just outside of Galveston, and it's a mile kayak there. Lordy, that was an adventure, I'll tell you that. That was horrible. Just getting there, not the explorer, just getting there was, oh my goodness, it was just me. I had people looking out for me. But anyways, once I got there and got on the ship, oh my goodness, it's a whole different experience. I believe you're allowed to be there. There is somebody online that will let you go there. Again, don't quote me, I could be wrong. But I was spotted by a tour that was going on during my exploration, and it was kind of funny. And I will say this, and I'm surprised I still remember it. When I was working on a TikTok video, I pulled my phone out and the tour guide came really close to the ship. And this is when that guy on the intercom says, "I'm glad I'm not the one who's on that ship right now, because that does not look safe." And I'm thinking, I'm laughing and I'm filming at the same exact time.
Oh my goodness.
But the overall experience of that place was just, it's amazing, and I would love to go back just to go back. But getting there is the pain, because you have kayak there, and it's a pain.
Oh,
and it's a mile there and a mile back. So
you like the hiking better or the kayaking better?
Oh crap. Ooh, that's a hard one.
That is.
As much as I was complaining about the kayaking, I would rather kayak. Hiking, it's just as fun, but kayaking. So the abandoned news station in Houston, oh my goodness, that's been some time too since I've been. The abandoned radio station, TV, KTVV or something like that. It's not in a rural area, but it's kind of in an area where there's subdivisions around it. There's a church, I believe, across the street. I think the land is for sale, if I remember correctly. But anyways, exploring that place, it was very creepy. And normally when I film places, I explore them to make sure nobody's there and stuff like that. But anyways, while I was there, I hear gunshots, and I'm thinking, okay, we got gunshots going on. Must be at the building. Well, come to find out, there's a shooting range right beyond the abandoned KTVV or radio station in Houston. It freaked me out a little bit because it was happening before I got there and while I was there. So I was thinking maybe I might want to turn around. That was an experience.
Yeah, you hear some gunshots in Houston, it's time to go.
That scared me because I was about to leave. I was like, I'm already here.
Yeah.
And I've already went through all this trouble to get through all the, yeah.
Yeah, some places I imagine are trouble to get to, and just rewarding, you know, that everybody gets to see these places thanks to people like yourself going out and recording them and documenting them before they're gone forever.
Yeah, and going to these places, I do my best to be respectful to them. Obviously, you're not supposed to be there, but my reason for being there is because I want to preserve the history of these places within the next 10, 15, 50 years or so from now. Most of these places are not going to be here. Some of the places that I've already gone to have already been demolished, and one in particular building, Holy Cross in New Orleans, has been restored. People are now living inside of it, and I was quite surprised because I didn't think you would be able to save that building of Holy Cross in New Orleans. It was a school at one point, and now it's turned into apartments. The reason it was abandoned is because Hurricane Katrina came and just wiped out the 9th Ward, and there was a lot of abandoned stuff.
It's crazy what these hurricanes do to these Gulf Coast towns.
Yeah.
So what about the underwater town of Baytown?
That was the most, this may sound strange. There's nothing there anymore. It's just nature, and there's slabs of where houses used to be. It's nice. Some of these places you're allowed to go there, other places you're not. Baytown is one of those places where you can go in. At one point, it was a neighborhood, a middle-class neighborhood. The place is amazing, and I recommend checking it out.
Yeah, so how was going to the potential murder scene 3 different times? How was that? Was that confusing?
I believe you're talking about the Melissa Trotter case. Okay, that one I can, because I went back and forth multiple times. Online, I found a wooden cross. There was a girl named Melissa Trotter. She was a 19-year-old college student that went to Montgomery Lone Star College. Well, to speed things up, she was murdered by a man named Larry Swearingen, if I'm saying his name correctly. And how they came to be was one day Melissa and her friend, I believe was her friend, were walking somewhere on campus, and Larry was an electrical man for the college, I believe, don't quote me. And they crossed paths one day. They talked about something. Well, they end up crossing paths again. Swearingen asked Melissa if she wanted to go out for lunch, and I believe it was a yes. Well, eventually she went missing. They found out who it was. I filmed a documentary talking about her life and trying to find a location of where her body was discovered, Melissa Trotter. I posted a picture of a wooden cross asking, does anybody know where this particular cross is at? I've had a lot of yes, I've had a lot of no's. Some people said it's here, some people said it's there. So I went all over the Sam Houston National Forest and I tried to match up the photos where the exact location was. Well, I wasn't giving out the actual location, sadly, which I wish I was able to, but you just have to work with what you have.
The internet will give you a lot of different answers too, you know, one way here, there, everywhere.
It was a little disappointing because that was one of the parts I really wanted to put in a video. I want to show people this is where it happened.
Yeah.
And I know bringing that memory back up can be hard on the family and friends.
What has been your most craziest filming experience to date?
Oh, shoot. Good or bad?
Either or.
Okay. I've had some interesting encounters. I'm not going to get too in depth with them because it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. Let's just say I ran into a problem with the police on one location, and I didn't do anything wrong, but they ask you these questions, this and that. That was an abandoned house that happened back in Mississippi, and again, I don't want to get too in detail into that story. That was a bad day. Let's just put it like that. But everything was okay at the end. Everything was okay at the end. I wasn't put in jail or nothing like that. I'll just say it, I was put in handcuffs. That was
to scare you.
Oh my goodness. So they detained me, and I was told Jason, I said, they arrested me for exploring an abandoned house. There's no signs or anything. I haven't really had any crazy experience. Well, back in New Orleans, me and my friend went to go film one of the cemeteries in the city limits. It's just me and it's D. So we're on two different sides. There's a lady that walks by and she's just doing whatever. She's way further down. She's pretty far down. Now, this is where it gets a bit confusing or weird. At the time I was filming, I didn't realize I was going to catch a very awkward sound, a very strange sound. Well, I get home the same day. There is a very faint hey. Again, that lady was already far down and my friend was all on the other side. It was very eerie hearing that. I didn't hear it when filming, but I heard it when I was
when you were
post. Yeah, at home.
Yeah, it's always in the post, it seems like, that you catch these things. The same things happen with us. As soon as we get home, you're just so involved with what you're doing.
Yep.
You don't notice those things. And then when you get home, you're just like, what in the world was that?
And I got one more thing to mention because, all right, so there's an abandoned mansion in New Orleans. I don't want to give out the exact location in New Orleans. Sadly, it has now been vandalized extremely. When me, Rick, Frankie, a couple of my friends went, this was back in 2021, if I remember right. We check out this abandoned mansion. It's like a castle-wise. Well, we scouted out to make sure nobody's inside. There's no one inside. We're in here, about 40 minutes go by. We're doing our thing. Rick is upstairs. I'm going down the stairwell. Frankie is in the kitchen or something. And I'm getting ready to get B-roll. Out of nowhere, and it's as clear as daylight, and I can give you show you the footage on my video. You hear a female's voice, and it's clear as can be. It's no added sounds or anything. Hey. And I said, Rick. He said, huh? Did you just hear that? Hear what? And Frankie's like, what's going on? Did you not hear that? Hey, clear as daylight. You didn't hear that? No? And I showed him the footage, and this was years back, and I can't remember exactly what they said. But anyways, it's clear as daylight. That's the most freakiest experience in an abandoned house that I've had, and at the cemeteries. Well, it's happened at other cemeteries, but that in general at that mansion was very creepy.
Spooky.
And then the final time, I'll give you one more. Recently, it was about maybe a month ago, a couple weeks to a month. There's an abandoned house that is completely covered in mold. Before I get into the house, I didn't hear this at the time, but I heard it in edit. You hear hello or hey, and it's a man's voice, I believe. And I didn't hear it until I got home in post to edit. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I hearing some interesting things, but mainly hey, hello, or hi, or whatever in general.
They're like, please put me in your video, DK, please.
I think they want some screen time. But anyways, those are the three actually main things that really scared me, and that I can think of at the moment. Yeah.
Any final messages to aspiring creators or explorers?
I would say just go for it because you don't know where it's going to bring you. Don't quit your 9-to-5 job just because you want to be a YouTuber. That has happened a lot to, I don't know any personally, but I'm pretty sure it's happened to quite a few people around the world that's done stuff like that. I would say just keep focusing on your main job. And once you see some growth and money coming in from your YouTube channel, like if you're making more than you're making at your job, don't quit just yet. Just let YouTube do their thing because YouTube can be unstable big time. Speaking from my experience, I mean, I don't have a full-time job, but I work at a salon and make money restoring furniture and of course, videos. Enjoy it the best you can because you don't know what's going to happen the next day. So just enjoy it.
Exactly. I definitely agree. Well, thank you, DK.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching this conversation with DeadlyKnot. His passion for documenting abandoned places, preserving history, and exploring the mysteries of the South is something you don't see every day. If you enjoyed this deep dive into real-world exploration, hit like, subscribe, and check out his channel to support his work. And as always, stay curious, stay safe. We'll see you on the next Lovely Adventure.